topic, just briefly, today's topic is feeling other people's pain, how to deal with other people's pain. And I know we're running a couple of minutes late getting started here because as I was getting set to go, I hit the reset button on the computer. Are you feeling my pain?
I feel your pain. I actually don't.
And how is it that you don't feel my pain?
That's what we're going to share with you today. So this can be actually quite a serious topic, and we wanted to address it because we have had several people actually over the last week.
Yeah, it's interesting how it's like topics seem to bunch together, and so this became kind of a
theme for the week.
A theme for the week. So we thought we better jump in on this one.
Yeah. So we've had several people ask us or say, when they hear someone else's story, someone else who's suffering in any way, a couple of things. Some people feel the feelings in the moment. Others find that their mind creates bad memories for themselves, based on what they're hearing. And so what we want to, the first thing to bear in mind is,
not only, and it's not just hearing other people's stories. We can also do the same kind of thing by seeing movies.
Absolutely. Yes. Movies, television, the news. There's so much material out there for,
and you're
for
carrying
this kind of thing.
You're carrying that stuff around.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I know that a couple of people felt they didn't want to not listen to people, especially friends who are going through, challenges and that. They didn't want to sort of alienate their friends or ask them not to talk about it. They still want to be compassionate and caring, but they're finding it's really affecting them. So the first thing in dealing with this, the first thing to realize is that you cannot experience anything that you don't already have a reference for.
So I think that may be a really good starting place, but let's explain that just a little bit for people that are maybe brand new to what we're saying here. It's just repeat or kind of reiterate that point.
Okay, so you can't, I'm just going to repeat exactly what I said. You can't experience anything you don't have a reference for. By that, we mean childhood references. So without going through the whole thing, because you can watch our other videos for exactly what that means. But in other words, your subconscious has a reference for this, for whatever you're experiencing. So when you hear somebody talk about something bad that's happened to them, the feelings you're feeling are coming from your subconscious referring to what do we have back there that's similar to this, that's linked to this, and then triggering that. So the bottom line is their stuff is triggering your stuff. The great news about that is that you can change it. So the way to deal with other people's pain is when you find yourself being drawn in and feeling those bad feelings, the first thing is to recognize that it is your early references that are being accessed rather than their stuff. So you're hearing their stuff and your subconscious is matching it up with something you have. And secondly, recognize you can, if you want to, recognize it and see it as an opportunity to change your references. Now, the reason for doing that is not only to feel better, so you're not feeling the pain of other people, but it's also so that you are changing, because those references will be affecting you in other ways that you're unaware of as well. And the third thing is because then you'll be able to listen to people, you'll be able to feel compassion and care about them without feeling the same pain, the same emotions.
Yeah.
Which means you'll be of more help to people as well, because obviously, what we were talking about this morning, the quicksand thing.
Well, yes. The quicksand analogy.
Yeah.
If we're operating from that place of compassion, if we're operating from that place of recognizing what's being triggered in us, then we're actually able to help from a place of being stable, being on solid ground, if you're feeling the pain, if you're feeling their pain and you're trying to help them, it's really like jumping into the quicksand with them.
Right.
And you're not going to be able to be effective in terms of helping somebody get out of their own stuff if you're stuck in the quicksand with them. So I think that's a great analogy for that.
So to wrap it up, or to summarize, the first thing is recognizing that whatever they're feeling is their stuff, and what you're feeling is based on your references, not theirs. Number one. Number two, it's then taking that opportunity to change your references. So the way to do that is...
I was going to say, how about an example? So,
right.
A quick little example of, we're not going to use anybody's personal examples. So what's another example that we could use right now to kind of walk people through that?
Yeah. So for example, if I hear somebody talking about being mugged, let's say, and it was a very frightening experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm hearing them talking about the trauma of being mugged. I see the expression on their face. I can see they're distraught. And I start feeling that same fear. What I'll do then in the moment is ask myself, I recognize it. Okay, so I'm feeling this now. Yeah. It must be my stuff. So does it remind me of? How does it feel? So it feels scary. What's the worst thing about it?
Well, reminding yourself, okay, what's the worst part about it? But going back to your childhood.
Right. So what's the worst thing about it? The worst thing about it is it means that feeling of anything could happen. You never know what's going to happen and you're in danger. That kind of feeling. So then I'll think, okay, so where did I feel that feeling in my childhood? Where did I feel like anything could happen? I don't know what's going to happen and I'm in danger. I'll go back, and it could be anything, of course, but let's say my earliest memory is being bullied in school. And I never knew when they were going to attack me, or when my parent was going to shout at me, or when the teacher was going to pull me up in front of the class. It could be, there's so many different possibilities.
Yeah.
So I'll go to the earliest one first, use FasterEFT to change that memory to the opposite and positive, and keep going, change all of them. And then I'll go back to remembering this person telling me about the mugging again, and I'll notice what's still there. If there's anything left, I'll use FasterEFT in the moment to bring those emotions down and to change it. Then I can, in future, listen to people talking about, confiding in me, or I'll watch something, whatever, and feel compassion for the person, but not feel the danger and the fear myself. So hopefully that helps you.
Yeah, it's interesting as you were talking about that. I was thinking about somebody who may be sharing their story with a number of different people. I'm thinking even people sharing struggles and that kind of thing on Facebook, on other sites and that kind of thing. If they're triggered by those kind of things,
yes,
again, it's the same type of thing. But if you've got 1,000 people looking at that particular incident, you are going to have 1,000 different reactions to that, because everybody is going to be reacting to that through their own filters.
Exactly. Yes.
So, if you're feeling something as you're reading somebody else's stuff, as you're hearing somebody else's stuff, know that that's a great opportunity for you to start making the changes in yourself.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd take a quick look and see if we've got any questions coming in. Lots of hellos, and we're going to hello to everybody out there. Yep.
Oh, and did you want to post the links?
I will post links.
So we have, do join us on Patreon for more information. We keep coming up with new products and ideas and tools and tips and techniques to help make this process easier and faster for everybody. And we do a daily podcast, and we've just started doing transformation meditations. We've just done our first one, and you can find that on, it is public, so it's available to everybody on our Patreon site. And we will be doing more of those. We do take requests, so let us know if there's anything specific you'd like.
No,
and
it's really kind of fun. I mean, we're obviously greenhorns, you know, at the Patreon thing.
okay, whatever that means.
I'm
assuming that's a cowboy reference of some sort.
All right, we're newbies.
Yeah.
How about that? We're still trying to figure out all of that, but it certainly is a lot of fun to be doing those kind of things too, creating all these things for the community. So and so that's the last of the
and FasterEFT Fridays is today, of course, at 12 noon Central Time. For those who are on the Patreon community, we will see you then. All right, I think that's it for now, isn't it? All right,
have a great week, and
we'll
see you soon.
See you next week.